Society is in a free fall and young men are especially vulnerable. Comfort is killing masculinity, accelerated by social media and the system jamming an agenda down our throats. I'm going to give you a few small things you can do today to avoid certain misery, but first we have to understand something. Strong men create easy times. Easy times create weak men. Those weak men then go and create hard times, which then the hard times create strong men. It's a cycle that repeats. Let me know in the comments down below which part of the cycle you came from. In today's modern world of crap, they're pushing some pretty bad agendas our way. You should be comfortable. Don't work too hard. You don't want to burn out. If someone's mean to you at work, man, you should quit. All of this like silent quitting stuff. Understand that you don't have to take me time to avoid depression and anxiety. Understand something. All of this mental health stuff is new. It didn't exist a few hundred years ago simply because people didn't think about it. Now, I'm not saying those feelings and what you might be feeling during that time is completely invalid. It's not. And I'm going to explain why in a moment. We have actually self-created that. And I'm going to explain to you how to snap out of it very quickly if you catch yourself in it. You can feel incredible, have energy all day long, be strong in the bedroom, and inspire others without needing some pill that's prescribed containing God knows what. It's just going to numb what you're feeling. It's not going to solve the problem. Do we actually want to avoid those feelings? Is it bad to feel sad or to feel angry, right? Those are normal emotions. Without the bad, there's no good. There's no contrast. While we can limit some of those feelings, you do want the contrast, but you can feel incredible almost all day, every day for the rest of your life. I promise you, because I've been there and it feels incredible. It all starts in your mind though. When I was 16 and trying to build my first company and making money, all I did was focus on getting rich. It was money because that was the only problem I had and I tried to solve it. I knew I could become successful and I knew that I had the drive and the work ethic to do it. I just didn't know what vehicle, meaning what business I was going to run or what I was going to sell to someone or how I would actually make that money. I had absolutely no clue, but that didn't stop me from starting. I just did one thing and then moved on to the next and adjusted and changed course again. I've done that about 5 times inside of my career over the last 7 years since I really started, even though I've only been making money for about 6 years. Now, I've done well over $20 million in sales for my business and my needs are met, which sounds very weird to say. Some people hear me say the words, I'm retired, and they think Hayden's chilling on a beach. Hayden's relaxing, right? He's not doing any work. Well, yes, I have a home in Puerto Rico and I do hang out on the beach. Trust me, I'm still working on projects. Retirement looks very different. What I mean is that my needs are met financially in terms of my expenses. I don't have to work again to cover that. However, I do have an obligation first and foremost to myself, and second of all to everybody else in this world to become extremely successful, both personally with my habits and how I think about things so that I can be a positive energy around everybody I'm with, but also financially. There's churches, there's schools, there's charities that need my help. There's tens of millions of people living on the streets who don't have proper shelter. They're going hungry. There's a real problem and people need to help. The problem is a lot of people aren't because comfort is killing masculinity. So with all those problems in the world and not a lot of people trying to help it, you think that just because my needs are met, I should, stop? Not work, relax, take time off? How selfish would that be, right? There's people that need help. So I'm doubling down. I'm going even deeper into work and helping other people, first and foremost, through videos like this, with this message that gets out so you can build an army of people who understand what real masculinity is, and they can go help the world and solve these problems one at a time. You need pure focus. And if I sit here for 16 hours working, I'm on my laptop from 5 in the morning till 9 at night, I'm not worried about how I feel about it. In fact, it's not even a variable in the equation of concern. It's completely irrelevant. And long term, I take care of my health and I take care of myself. But if you're in the gym and your muscles hurt, does that mean you stop? Really? That's your signal? That's the signal where you need to lean into it and push, because those last 2 reps get you the outsized returns. It's the same thing with work, focus, business, and money. That compound interest in doubling down on your efforts when something is working, that's absolutely crucial. Now let me explain how this all starts in your mind just by sharing an example. If you are a recovering alcoholic, you shouldn't wake up every day and say, I'm an alcoholic, like the AA program wants you to do. That's what the system wants you to do. Admit it, claim it, bring that energy in. I think that's a terrible approach. They have their research that is really a lot of it's fake, but suggesting that you should do that. What you should really do is what a non-alcoholic person does, which is they wake up and simply don't think about it. They're not thinking, oh, I'm so glad I'm not an alcoholic. And while you might have the itch for a drug or a drink or whatever it is, you're gonna have to combat that. And 90% of solving that problem is removing yourself from the environment where you're around people that are doing that. You shouldn't be around friends doing that if you're trying to quit, right? When I started focusing on making money, I wasn't around people that weren't making money. All of my friends are incredibly successful. And that doesn't mean I shut anyone else out. I have other acquaintances and friends and people I occasionally hang out with, but my core group just so happens to be incredibly successful and incredibly fit, because those are two things that are very important. Now, here's what concerns me. The character of new men in society, and younger men being born and brought up into adulthood, what they're doing through social media is absolutely killing your brain. They are destroying young men in 1,000 different ways. Society is basically in a free fall, essentially. You need to get fit. You need to learn how to take care of other people financially, emotionally. All of those things are extremely important. So number one, just get in the gym, get fit, eat healthy, and learn how to make money. Those two things will solve probably 95% of your problems and be able to help a lot of people around you. It would be selfish if you are obese, like 40% of Americans, and it would be selfish if you are living paycheck to paycheck, like about 65% of Americans. Absolutely insane. Did you know that about 65% of Americans have less than $1,000 saved? Think about that. If someone needs help, you can't help them. That is selfish. And I understand you might be in a tough predicament, but it is everybody's responsibility to get out of that. Take the extra step, go the extra mile. There is no excuse. Everybody's circumstance is different, just like poker. We're all dealt a different set of cards. You all start at a different place, but that doesn't mean you don't have an advantage over the person that might have pocket aces. Just because you have bad cards, you can out bluff them. You can outsmart them. It's strategy. You can outplay that person. I promise you that. Now let's talk about the actual depression, anxiety, and all these things. I 100% believe that the feelings that would be categorized as associated with those things exist. The thing is, a lot of that is self-induced. Let's take Jenny. Sorry to pick on you if your name is Jenny. You went out and had 4 cocktails last night. You came back at 1:30 in the morning. You ate half that cake like an absolute fat that was in the back of your fridge. You woke up this morning and you don't feel well. Oh my gosh, Jenny, I don't know what's happened to you. Why don't you feel well? Oh, it's so surprising, isn't it? Why do you think Jenny feels terrible? It's not random. She hasn't been to the gym ever. Doesn't even have a gym membership, right? Doesn't work out. Doesn't get sun regularly. Doesn't drink enough water. Doesn't get the right amount of sleep. If you're waking up to your phone and you're going to bed to your phone, your sleep quality is going to immediately tank by over 30%. I've tracked all these analytics and worked with experts, everything from Oura Ring to proper data tracking through monitors hooked up to you. You can see exactly how that affects you. You shouldn't use your phone an hour before bed. And I swear to God, if you are sitting in a dark room and the last light you see in the day is your phone screen, oh, that's the kiss of death. You might as well just click off this video now. And if you actually want to make a change, pay attention to the next few minutes even harder, because you need to fix this problem. I have night shift on my phone and laptop 24/7, so there's no blue light. It's the blue pixels in your screen. That's what does it. Activates a certain cortex of your brain that keeps you awake. It's like an artificial activation, just like a drug. Spit and game.
Say that to the video.
Let's include that. There you go. Take it. And another major contributor that I'll finish off with sleep is food. Don't eat a lot right before you go to bed, and try not to drink a lot right before you go to bed, because that will not allow you to get in a deep state of sleep as well throughout the night. And if you drink a lot, you'll probably have to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. Now, I have no agenda here. Absolutely nothing to sell you. All it is the experience and understanding from spending hundreds of thousands of dollars working with experts, buying courses, going to seminars, hiring authors to teach me their subject, and going through Harvard textbooks that I pay $400 for, even though I never went to school. For an example, like from one of my favorite doctors, Dr. David Buss, understanding the evolutionary psychology of humans and understanding how that all works, because it does play a role in your life. Go pick up that book. Go read the 25 Cognitive Biases. All that stuff is very important. Now, when people feel bad long enough, there's only 2 options they have, right? They have to make a change of some kind. That can either be a natural change or an artificial change. So if someone feels bad enough and they go to their doctor, I'm always sad, I have low energy, I don't feel good, I don't want to do stuff, I always say no to going out. Well, he might prescribe you some crazy pills with, again, God knows what inside of it, that numbs the pain. I'm going to give you the perfect example here that beats any other example. Pay attention. If you break your leg, you can take enough drugs to not feel the pain. But if you're trying to walk on that broken leg, you might not feel it, you might not care. But not only is it not fixing the problem, it's making it worse. It's the same thing with your mind and your body when you're trying to get healthy. And the true killer inside of that example is, the sad part is, you might think you're actually getting help by taking that pill. You're going to seek help and they're going to recommend you something that's going to hurt you long term, because the system and society, whatever you want to call it, has pushed the agenda onto that doctor through school and through social media and all that stuff. So they think they're doing a good job. Realistically, that's just hurting you even more. If you constantly seek short-term moments of comfort, like going to that party, eating that cake like Jenny, sorry Jenny, you're going to create pain for life, right? If you want the short-term moments of happiness, you're creating pain forever, instead of short-term moments of pain creating the life you want forever. For an example, I got a little bit fat when I was building my business because I was working 18 hours a day, ordering food to the house. I wasn't sleeping right. I wasn't working out at all. Didn't even have a gym membership, because I was going all in on money, because I had to solve that. And there was people around me me who needed money, who now I've been able to take care of. That was a big deal for me, but I let my fitness go. So I solved the money problem, and then I had to go back around to the fitness problem. And that's something that now I've attacked. Now I can sustain both of those in a very healthy way without much effort. It's very easy for me. So now I have the two biggest things in life completely handled, and now I can go on to each other topic that might be important, like a relationship, a family, learning a new skill, a new language, whatever it is you want to do. So you just have to pick your heart, right? Eating that cake is easy now, but hard forever, or you're gonna have hard now and easier later. Just pick your heart, because being broke is hard, being rich is hard. It's just a very different hard. You got to pick which one you want. Another thing that I love hearing is when people say we grow through what we go through. Now, I'm actually a big fan of that concept, and it's the same reason I like the name Seek Discomfort. There's a big YouTube channel that does crazy adventures, and they just make each other uncomfortable. But seeking discomfort is very much so against the norm, but it's what you want to do to grow and have new experiences, meet new people, and that's really how you build a non-ordinary life. You have to do something that is against the ordinary if you want a non-ordinary life. It's as simple as that. So if you want to be in those statistics of 65% of people who don't have over $1,000 in their bank, I'd feel pretty stressed in that scenario. I don't know about you, so maybe pick a different hard. So I challenge you to work long hours, sleep right, eat good food, and get some exercise every day. Just watch how your life changes over the next 6 months. And as always, even if nobody believes in you, even if you don't believe in yourself, I believe in you. Be great, my friends.